you that will help you take off your business, right?
It's actually it make your life so much easier when you actually you have clarity what you have, what you don't have, and what is needed to create that particular business or anything you want to do. It doesn't have to be business, right? But when you have the clarity, which part is missing and which part you have too much of it, you can leverage the one you have too much actually to have the one that you don't have.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just another way. It's just you know, like they say, number doesn't lie, right? And when it come with the leverage, if you really have your clarity, it will make everything easier for your life.
So, what are some things that people could leverage to make this lift easier?
Um, let's say let's say for example, I want to write a book, all right? But I never wrote a book before, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try start to find find somebody that actually wrote a book before, somebody that is expert in actually making millions of people getting that book. All
Mm-hmm.
right, and that's the person I want to go and get my leverage from them. Right, and go and make them to create that book and
Work with them.
work with them
Mm-hmm.
and have that book what the will be the number one book in the market.
So that would be considered leveraging someone else's knowledge or
Yeah.
someone else's experience,
Hmm.
right? And we did that also starting our business.
Yeah. Oh
We
yeah.
didn't just start, we did actually start by just Googling things online, but then we were looking for who do we trust, who has the experience
Yeah.
and the skill set that we're trying to learn
Yeah.
so that we don't have to do it from scratch.
Yeah, because we wanted to learn, from the best, but we wanted to learn for somebody that actually will teach us how to do it, not for somebody just gonna say, "Oh, just give me the money, I will do that for you." Because we know the
Right.
kind of person that do that for us. We don't even want
But
to do
some,
sometimes for each other sometimes, but but this is the thing. Uh, when we find a person that will actually teach us how to do what they do, we get the leverage from that. And now we're learning, we want to teach somebody else, how to do the same that we did. Right?
so other amazing ways to leverage other people's knowledge is, take people out to lunch, find yourself coaches, consultants, join a mastermind group,
Mm-hmm.
collaborate with other people who are in that industry. Um, then another thing that you can leverage, right, is other people's work. Some of you may be in the position where it's time to hire an employee or a virtual assistant.
Mm-hmm.
And, actually, maybe I should jump ahead because the other thing to leverage is systems. Having your systems, I always say, system is I mean, I didn't make this up, but system is saving yourself stress,
Yeah.
time, energy, and money. So you can leverage your systems so that you're not constantly reinventing the wheel, right? How do I do this thing?
Yeah.
Especially we've noticed in our business, if it's something that you don't do that frequently,
Yeah.
and then, a month later you come back to do it and you're like, how do I do this thing?
I know,
And
right?
if you have a system, you always do it the same way. You write it down. It's just like click, click, click.
Yeah.
And the other benefit of having your systems written down is that then when you hire someone, you can just hand them that thing. You can just send them the Google Doc and they can put your system in place. And that frees up your time and energy to invest in something
And
more
something more
valuable.
valuable. Yeah.
And maybe you're not a business owner. Maybe you're not in a position to hire people. What about leveraging your kids' time and energy? Right? So Tovi and I, now that we are business owners, we like our time and energy is limited, right? We are constantly
Constantly.
working because
Yeah.
we love our business and we're
Yeah.
trying to grow it. Um, so we had to put something in place to keep the house clean because I could not spend all those hours like cleaning all the time. So every night, 7 o'clock, the alarm goes off. We get up and
The whole family.
the whole family cleans the house,
Yeah.
right? And the work goes faster. It's actually what do I say? It's like multitasking because we're
Yeah.
bonding, we're dancing, we're
Yeah.
talking, and we're teaching the kids skills.
It's a actually it's a very good family bond.
It's a
You know
special
that is a
time,
very special time.
and like
Yeah.
last night, Toby went up with Shayla to her bedroom, and they were cleaning up her bedroom while I was doing the dishes, and Alex was cleaning his room. It's just like
Yeah.
a special family experience. We do it every night, and that frees Toby and I up from cleaning all day long.
Yeah.
And we're not in the position right now where we want to pay someone to clean our house, but most successful entrepreneurs, they don't, they
Yeah.
pay someone
Yeah.
because you got to do the math. Does that cleaning team cost less than what your hourly rate is?
Yeah.
Right? Is that where you want to free up some time and energy?
I mean, interesting because when we actually used to have a job, we had somebody to clean our house,
Yeah.
every week. All right, which was nice because it give us more time to be at work.
Give us more time to be at work.
Right.
That's true.
But now we are at home, so we don't want somebody right now to come and clean it because we're already here. And also, it's good to teach our kids that how
How to do
important to
things.
have their house clean and how important to do stuff. Yeah.
The other thing I want to add is that like they are becoming more efficient, and we
Yeah.
are becoming more efficient as
Yeah.
we do this thing every day,
Yeah.
right? Moving on to leveraging other people's money. So, a lot of us have experience with leveraging other people's money, but maybe not for the higher vision. So a lot of us like get into debt buying a car, for example. It would be tricky to save up that $40,000 to go buy a car. So what do? We save up a small down payment, $2,000. You go into the dealership, they finance the other whatever, $30,000, and you walk away
Yeah.
with a car.
Yeah.
So that's how leveraging someone else's money works. But ideally, most business people would not leverage money to buy a consumer item,
Yeah.
something that doesn't pay them back. They would leverage someone else's money to get an asset, to increase or expand their business, to
Mhm.
buy a business,
Yeah.
to buy real estate, investment real estate, not just your house, or to invest in knowledge, skills that are going to take them to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. People. There's a lot of people out there really looking actually to invest. To invest in people that actually has the courage to take something out, take their dream out to reality. And there's a lot of people out there looking for the fresh new ideas. All right. And we are 8 billion people right now in the world, and there's so much ideas out there. There's so much things already being invented. There's so many inventions in the garage that nobody know about it yet. But imagine that you have this great invention in the garage that you're so afraid to take it out because you don't know how to do it because you don't have the money for it. But imagine you find somebody with a network that has, that you can bring out your ideas. Look, this is what I have in my garage. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, how long you have that in your garage? When can we take that out of your garage, right? There's people out there looking for new invention, new ideas, so they can put all their money on it and say, let's move on and let's create something big, and that is a leverage, there's so many things you can do in life and in your network to create a leverage, and there's a lot of people out there willing to help, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, so we are not financial advisors in any sense of the imagination.
Yeah.
But from all that we've learned and all that we've seen, borrowing money in order to purchase an asset or invest in an asset that is going to then pay off, your investor is going to get a payoff, not just their money back, but some kind of interest or some kind of percent,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to get the payoff as well. So don't be afraid if you know like what the outcome's going to be, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see what else we have on this list. Automation.
Oh yeah.
How can you
That's a big one.
leverage automation? And this goes along with systems, right? Once you know what your systems are, what you're trying to accomplish, then what tools are there that you can put into place? Autoresponders, um, all sorts of automation, so that you don't have to be there 24 hours a day. You may notice that we have, for example, Tovi's not up at 5 a.m. posting every morning, right?
Yeah.
During the workday, he sits and he creates the posts and schedules them to go out at 5 a.m. every morning.
Yeah.
That's how to leverage automation. Um,
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's so many things you can do to leverage your time, right? Um, I mean, you can call any business right now. Most of the business, when you call, you're talking to robots, and now it's so much well, done, but they done so many times. You feel like you're talking to people. Of course, any question you ask, they still answer you it. But it does. But most of the time, it's animation that you actually talk,
Automation.
automation that you're actually talking to.
Well, and
Um,
outsourcing, and
outsourcing.
virtual assistance is getting huge. And actually, if anyone's looking, we have a
Hmm.
friend who specializes in outsourcing um, employees.
Hmm.
Um, so, and then the other thing I wanted to talk a little bit about is leveraging your energy. So, this is an interesting and a tricky one, right? And especially I would recommend getting some clarity on what time of the day you are most productive. So for some people, it's early, first thing in the morning. For some people, it's late at night. And then there's obviously every range in between. For most people, it may be like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. But that's, you've got to find it for you.
Yeah.
And during those times, you've got to be super, super intentional about how you schedule your day and your tasks. So, the most important things, the most valuable things to your business, you've got to have scheduled for that time. If your peak production hours are 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and you're scheduling that time as like, oh, I'm going to go get some lunch and stop by the grocery store and get some gas, right? You're
You're
wasting
wasting a lot of time.
the peak energy time.
Yeah.
So a lot of us will have a slump after that, right? You got your peak energy time and then you got a slump around 3 p.m. That might be a great time to go get some gas or whatever, go for a walk. Um, so think about
Yeah.
how you're using your energy throughout your day so that you're making the very most of your own energy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, your time, your energy. I mean, your things. Things that you have. All right. If you have, for example, you wanna have a restaurant, right? But then you have 3 cars in your garage, all right, and one of those you're barely driving. But you want to have a restaurant, but you still have the car that you love the most, but you have it on there. You don't want to touch it. But the idea is to sell it. That's what I did on my car, right? We had 3 cars. I was like, you know what? Why we need all that? I
three
want to
cars
create
for
a
three
business
adults,
for three
just
adults.
just to say with
Yeah,
our teenage son,
yeah.
right?
But I end up selling my car to create leverage so I can build my own business, right? But yes, when I start my business, I didn't know that all this, you know, people can finance me to build my own business. So
Mm-hmm.
I started with my own money, right? So but I don't recommend for you to do the same way, right? Because actually, there's a people will actually finance you or leverage you to actually get a business going on. Even the bank can get a leverage from the bank, right? But what I did, yeah, I sold the car and to get some money and I put into the business because
Hmm.
I didn't want the car. I want the business. I wanted to have my freedom to be close to my family, close to my kids, and that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So I had to sacrifice something. It is very important to in life we have to sacrifice something, all right, so we can get something that we really want. And it's just the nature of the humankind, all right. I mean, Jesus sacrificed himself for our sin. I think we can sacrifice a car or extra chair at home
Or
or
time.
time, so we can have actually what we really want in life, right?
That's a big one that people, if people are working full time and you started your business
Hmm.
when you were working more than full time, you were
Yeah, I
working
know.
probably, you know, 10 hours, 11 hours a
Yeah,
day,
yeah. I will go 9, start at 9.
5 or 6 days a week,
Yeah,
because oftentimes you'd have 2 days scheduled off, but then you'd go in anyway,
yeah, because
right?
I
So,
have a
whatever that is,
customers. Yeah,
70 hours a week. And then you'd come home and you have to sacrifice something, right?
yeah.
And so you were
Mm.
sacrificing sleep and
Sleep.
family time
Hmm.
so that you could get your business started. And I think that, you know, it's important to know what is the goal, what is your dream, what do you want out of life, and then figure out how are you going to get it, and what can you trade for that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
um
Yeah. Something has to be trade.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Something has to be trade. I guess you cannot have everything. You gotta trade something for something.
And the only thing I feel like we haven't quite hit upon hard enough or big enough yet is that, again, when you've got your circle of influence, your network right now is all employee minded. um, there's not a lot of talk when all of our friends were employees. There's not a lot of talk about, like, what are your resources, what are my resources, what's your vision,
Yeah,
what's your idea, how can we work together, oh, I know a guy.
yeah,
Right now that we have a network of business owners, business minded people, that's how the conversations go.
yeah,
What are you working on? Right, instead of what do you do,
yeah,
what are you working on?
yeah,
And everyone has a vision, and everyone, then you can have this conversation about how to leverage or access someone else's network. Everybody knows people, and that's how the mind works about who can I connect you with to help you out. And that's a
yeah,
lot of what we're trying to do with Awesome Life 101. When we have these one-on-one strategy calls with you, you're telling us what you want to achieve in your life, and we're listening, like, what do I know, who do I know that I could share with you
hmm,
so that you can achieve your awesome life, because your dream is different than someone else's, your dream is different than ours, right?
yeah,
I mean, we all want to have more time and money, probably, right? But what that looks like is different and unique. And so we're here to help you find what are the resources to connect you with that. Um,
yeah. I mean, one of the reasons we have this awesome live 101, and actually we create a panel that we want everybody to actually come and
the
we
mastermind.
the mastermind, right? Because it's so important because you can come in a mastermind and you talk about your ideas and somebody else, give you even reinforce your idea. All right. How great it is that you are in a place that your idea would be reinforced for the better, not like oh no, that's just not gonna work. Because if you wanna own a business, if you wanna have a business, you cannot go talk to people that it doesn't care nothing about business. They're all waiting for their paycheck and they're fine with that. There's nothing wrong with the work for somebody, all right?
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. But if you really wanted to actually be successful in the way that you will be creating a legacy for your family, um, so you don't have to wait about the paycheck. Because think about it. I mean, we remember when COVID hit, right? How many people's like lost their job because
Right.
their business shut down. So what are you gonna do? All right. I mean, in 2008, for example, when I used to do valet, okay, I did valet for 15 years, guys. Okay, In 2008, when I had about 200 customers every single day on my lot. Okay, and in the matter of 2 months, I had 50 people coming in. All right,
Because
and I end up to have like 25 people coming into the garage, and everybody come go to work and come back with a pink slip saying, "I got laid off. I got laid off. I got laid off."
I remember.
What? That's not security. Paycheck from somebody else's business is that's no security of your life. It will not give you any guarantee that you will have a better retirement, all right, a better life. You cannot do that. That's why we create our business, because we know how much it is important to actually own something that you have control of it, all right. And that's why we want to encourage everybody to do the same thing, and that we have a leverage, okay, that we create to have our own business, to create, to learn to actually build our own business. And we have a leverage every single day, for the coaches, for the mentors, for the friends, from people in the same network and as us, that give us idea, help us with this and that. We can call, we have some issue right now, we have a leverage because we can call somebody, hey, I have a problem with it. How you do that? And they're willing to just do it, and that's a leverage.
Hmm.
And it, we have to be united. Okay, human, we will have to be united. We have to help each other. That's why we're here to help you, and we create this, all this awesome life one-on-one. But we want you to come in, stay here with us, meet different people with different ideas, and maybe you can find a business partner in here. All right,
Yeah.
all right. Who knows? You never know. But you will never know if you don't, come and join the group and be a part of it and participate and give your idea. Hey, I have the idea to have this restaurant. I want to have this. And then you have somebody else, oh, wow. You know what? I had the same idea. You know what? How can we do that?
And there's like persistence and consistency
Mm-hmm.
involved, because I
Yeah.
know there have been people who've dropped something in the group and it hasn't gotten like picked up yet, right?
Yeah.
That's where like the consistency every Sunday, got the self promotion Sunday, put it out there and start thinking about what resources do you need and asking for what you need. On that note, it is 7:30. We're going to jump into the VIP mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in the VIP, go to that email, go to the Zoom. We will meet you in there to talk more and hear your thoughts on leveraging resources to build your awesome life.
Yeah.
If you're not a VIP yet, you can't join us today, but go find the email, take the steps so that you can be in the mastermind next week and take advantage of all the knowledge and resources of the Awesome Life 101 VIP mastermind.
Yeah,
Okay?
because we do have a lot of knowledge we want to share with you, but we can share with you if you're not here. So yes,
All right.
I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.